Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and nanas and papas, or grandmothers and grandfathers, and baseball fans everywhere. Welcome to game day 2 of the Valley Baseball League season. Yes, this is the 2020 season. I know you're thinking, yeah, it's year 2020. Nope, it's the 2020 hindsight season. That's right. Hindsight's perfect, 2020. So we're doing the 2020 season. And we just finished up day 1. We hope you enjoyed the kickoff. I know it's a rewind season, but hopefully you got just as much of a kick out of it the second time around as you did the first. Before we get into day 2 of the 2020, that's the 2020 hindsight season, we want to look back real quick at day 1 and talk real quickly about the hitter and pitcher of the day. Jordan, why don't you start off with that and tell us, so who's really stood out day 1?
Right. Well, I want to give John Leonard a shout out because his choice for hitter of the day a year ago from game 2, he went over to Brady Harju from the Newmarket Rebels, who I personally interviewed before at James Madison University. And at from JMU, excuse me. But Brady in his game went 2 for 4 with a run, double, home run, 3 RBIs. And up to this point in the season, last year, and of course in the hindsight 2020 season, Brady is 3 for 8 on this season so far. And especially for more of his information with the JMU Dukes, he was the leader of that team in home runs and RBIs in the 2019 season. And for more on Brady and just for more great stats on just all the great players in the Valley Baseball League, John has an amazing Valley League annual, which if fans are interested in finding for themselves, there is a link to it, $10 on the Valley League, on the Valley Baseball League front webpage.
Yeah, it's in the upper right-hand corner. Aaron, anything you care to add about the 2019 annual or pitcher of the day?
I spent hours looking through that annual, not because it was hard or complicated to read, but because there's so much good information in there. I was blown away by all the stats and detail. You really can get a day-by-day explanation of what happened in the league to supplement what we're giving you on a daily basis here for 2020. And just to follow up with the pitcher of the day, it was actually or the hitter of the day from Jordan. The pitcher of the day is actually from the same team, and it was Newmarket's Logan Morrison. And he played out of Concord. He threw 5 shutout innings during that Newmarket game, and he only allowed 2 hits, didn't have any walks, and he struck out 8 batters. He earned a game score of 71 for his efforts, and John Leonard explains exactly what a game score is for a pitcher in his annual, so check that out.
Yeah, so I know this sounds like the hard sell for John's 2019 annual, but Aaron paid him the nicest compliment I've heard, is that she hasn't seen anything like that in covering collegiate baseball for, what is this? I know you don't want me to give away your age, but it's at least like 10 years, right? I mean, that's amazing. To me, that's just heartwarming to hear somebody from our league get that kind of accolade from somebody that's been around summer wood bat leagues for a decade. So look, we got to get the family dirt out first. I'm sorry to do this to you, but in a couple of podcasts ago, you heard that Erin is a Padres fan. It's okay, we still love her. And on game day 1, Jordan had on his Cubbies shirt, didn't say anything about it. So it's fair to say he's a Cubbies fan. We just have to acknowledge that. So Jordan, anything you want to say about your Cubs before we launch into the Valley Baseball League?
Graham, I don't know if this is going to be a bit too dramatic, but it's because of stories like the Chicago Cubs that I love baseball, spanning from high school ball, minors, all the way to the majors, and the Valley League is no exception. Just all the grit and the hard work and coming up short multiple times, as is Cub history. But eventually it does lead to something incredibly special, and when that moment comes, nothing can beat it. And I think that we've seen plenty of moments like that here in the league, and it's fun to, especially in 2019, really visit those and take a step back, really admire everything that these athletes, really everything that they do when they step up to the plate, every at bat. And it's just a great game, and there's a reason it's our pastime. It's just a beautiful sport.
Yeah, very well said. A couple of podcasts ago, Aaron, we were talking about the Padres and John Leonard, kind of burst forth like their minor league teams are stacked. They're due. Anything you want to say on game day 2 about your Padres before we jump into the Valley League stuff?
Well, I am one of those people that grew up with a team. I was from San Diego. My family was watching the Padres. We would go to games. And I, as a little kid, fell in love with a little funky chicken that would come out and was part of their mascot. We ended up moving, but I don't believe in changing your sports team just because you move. So I have held on to them despite a very rough road, but I do feel like the future is bright.
Yeah, the future is bright. Just one thing, Jordan, to talk about the Cubs for a second. Probably about 10 podcasts ago, we had a wonderful chat with Marcia Norgorski. I always mispronounce her name, so I hope she'll forgive me for that. I've got to see it in front of me to get it right. But she wrote this marvelous piece about scorekeeping, and one of her friends actually read the post, and she was walking by Wrigley Field, and she started crying. And she admittedly is not even a baseball fan. So I just want you to know that that's the effect that Wrigley Field has, is even people who aren't baseball fans are walking by the field and crying. But hey, our purpose here is not to make people cry. Our purpose here is to enlighten them with some great baseball moments. So it's time to enlighten. Let's let everybody know what the game of the day is, because we promised everybody we're going to bring them the best 42 games this season. What is our game for today, Jordan? What are they going to see?
All right, Graham. Well, with game 2, we're going to be taking a look at the Staunton Braves and the Covington Lumberjacks, and I think it's appropriate that we talked a little bit about some pro baseball, because with the Cubs, this is a franchise where mistakes, unfortunately, happen quite a bit. In this game between Staunton and Covington, when you really look back at this baseball game, again, without giving spoiler to the final score, there really is one team in particular where, unfortunately, this is just that classic example of mistakes costing a team a baseball game that they very well could have managed to win. And in particular, when you look at the 7th inning, things really begin to unwind for one of these teams in particular. Of course, the other team, it would be foolish not to go ahead and profit off of it. They did. But it is just a great reminder that sometimes a game can get away from you. And you know what? Often it leads to your downfall.
All right. Well, before we get to that game, let's talk about the other 4 games just briefly that took place in the league on day 2 of the Valley Baseball League's 2019 season. Aaron, you want to start us off? What are we not going to see today?
Absolutely. The first game that we are not going to touch on the visual side was the Front Royals Winchester game. And the Cardinals got 5 shutout innings from 3 relievers across the 2nd to 6th inning. However, they were losing heading into the 7th inning. They were down 3-1, but somehow the Cardinals flipped the script, taking the lead back off of back-to-back 2-run innings. And that led to the 5-3 win. So that was a really exciting game that kind of flip-flopped and ended up in Front Royals' favor, 5-3. The second game that we are not going to see is the Waynesboro Harrisonburg game. And Waynesboro took a 6-1 win over Harrisonburg there, with runs coming across in 5 different innings. Wes Clark was one of the big hitters there. He had a big night, scoring 3 of those 6 runs. And he drove in 1 for the Generals as well. So he really helped his team, and that ended up keeping them undefeated, although we were only 2 games into the season. And I do want to point out that Waynesboro starting pitcher Alex Tyson, he went 4 shutout innings and only allowed 5 hits and 1 walk. So he kind of set the tone there for Waynesboro. And I know Jordan has 2 more games before we get to our big game of the night.
Aaron, that I do. And the first one was between the Woodstock River Bandits and the Newmarket Rebels. And again, we've talked about how much Woodstock struggled back in the 2018 season. This was another great game for them. And it was really the bottom of the 9th where they came alive, their home opener, and it's against the defending champions. Now, the bottom of the 9th inning featured 4 runs scored by Woodstock. And one of the first, it would come from a double from outfielder James Delaware, and he would score in outfielder Jalen DeShazier, and this would snowball into eventually Tomas Sanchez is going to single, 2 runs come in, and just like that, Woodstock, they have 2 wins on the season where they only had 5 back in 2018, as we have mentioned previously, but either way, the Bandits would steal the game from Newmarket's final score of 5-4. And the final game that we will not visually be seeing today was held between the Strasburg Express and the Purcellville Cannons. And, you know, what's more appropriate than scoring 7 runs in the 7th inning? Well, that's exactly what the Express did. And I do want to give a shout out to shortstop Griffin Shaney, outfielder Cole Freeze. They were really the ones that helped kickstart this inning. And eventually a 7-run inning, it can be incredibly detrimental to an opposing team, pitchers losing confidence, just that exhaustion of seeing the other team just scoring again and again. This was the nail in the coffin in this one for Purcellville. Strasburg took the game 11-5.
Yeah, been a few nails in the coffin there. Anyway, well, there you have it. That's a recap of the action for the second day of the 2019 season. Now it's a chance to look forward at our game of the night. Guys, Aaron, would you go first? Anything in particular fans should be looking at in this game?
Yeah, so Jordan mentioned the fact that the wheels fell off a little bit in this game around the 7th inning. And obviously, we're not going to spoil who won, but one of the teams, the team that did win, had 6 different players score runs in this game. And they had 6 different players who got hits. They had 13 total hits, kind of had an offensive coming out party there in the bottom of the 7th. So you guys will have to watch and see how that all unfolded.
Yeah, don't miss the offensive coming out party about to take place. Jordan, anything you want to add to what Aaron just said?
Absolutely. And Aaron brings up a good point about just this offense, just the diversity of the offense for this winning team. But the thing that I found the most interesting about this is that, again, we're not going to spoil, but the winning team here, actually half of their runs were unearned. And it's interesting because when you go and look back at the final score, you know, the losing team would only score half the runs that the winning team did. And it's just interesting to think if those unearned runs did not come in, we could have seen extra innings in this ballgame.
Yeah, which begs the question. You know, it's nice to see him spread the love for the offense, but it's also begs the question, is this a team that's beating another team or a team that's giving the victory away? All right, well, there you have it. We set the stage, the action that took place in the league on the second day of the 2019 season. Aaron, you did it best last time. You want to do it again?
I think you guys just like laughing at me, but let's play ball.
310 down the lines at Casey Field. It's 365 to straightaway center, 375 in the gaps. And the 1-1 pitch from O'Reilly Davis on the way. Breaking ball on the ground to second base. Nazario fields, and quickly there are 2 outs in the first for the Lumberjacks. Here's the first baseman, Andrew Czech. Big left-handed hitter. He was 1 for 4 last night. The Braves had just 6 hits, but 13 runs. They were the beneficiary of 12 walks in that game last night. Here's the pitch from Davis. Fastball called strike, 89 miles an hour on the Casey Field radar gun. 0-1 to Czech. And the 1-strike pitch. That one in the dirt, bounces up there, ball 1. Doing the catching tonight, the newest, or one of the newest Lumberjacks, Logan Amos. Tyler Sanfilippo at first, Pedro Nazario at second, Tom Caulfield at short, Noah Cook at third. In the outfield, it's Easton Jones in left, Jeff Taylor in center, and Matt Concha-DeFerro in right. I met Matt before the game, and I got a school on his name. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad. That pitch fouled off. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Andrew Czech. 2 outs, top of the first. No score. Lumberjacks and Staunton Braves. Davis shakes off a couple signs. The 2-strike pitch. Ground ball to Nazario at second. Easy play. And the Lumberjacks work a 1-2-3 first. We go to the bottom half of inning 1. It's the Staunton Braves nothing. The Lumberjacks coming to bat. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first. Here at Casey Field, the Lumberjacks and the Staunton Braves. No score. And here's the lineup tonight for the Covington Lumberjacks. Pedro Nazario, the second baseman, hits leadoff. Jeff Taylor plays center field and hits second. Christian Torres is the DH. He hits third. And the cleanup spot is the right fielder, Matt Cocha-DeFaro. Batting fifth and catching is Logan Amos. Tyler Sanfilippo, the first baseman, hits sixth. Tom Caulfield plays shortstop and hits seventh. Easton Jones is in left field hitting eighth. And Noah Cook plays third base and hits ninth. Again, it's Nazario, Taylor, Torres, Cocha-DeFaro, Amos, Sanfilippo, Caulfield, Jones, and Cook. Here's the first pitch from Bailey Hall. It's a ball low to Pedro Nazario for the Lumberjacks. 1 ball, no strike. Pedro had a 1-for-2 last night with a run scored. Pitch low to Pedro, 2 balls, no strikes. Bailey Hall out of Eastern Mennonite University up in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Second-year Staunton Brave. Here's the 2-0. That one hit back up the middle and through for a base hit. Pedro Nazario leads off for the Lumberjacks. Base hit up the middle. And the first base runner brings up Jeff Taylor, the Lumberjacks center fielder. Last night, Taylor 0-for-3. Did have a run scored. Left-handed hitter for the Jacks. The Staunton Braves in their blue tops with white and red trim, white pants, blue caps. Lumberjacks in their Vegas gold tops tonight. And the pitch outside to Taylor, ball 1. Bottom of the first, no score. Lumberjacks and Braves. Home opener for the Jacks. Trying to strike quickly here in the first. Bailey Hall from the stretch, and the 1-0 pitch is tapped towards second. And the only play will be to first base for Casey Hare. The out is recorded. And moving up is Nazario. Ball just tapped to second base. So Nazario moves up 90 feet. He's at second. And with 1 out, it's the designated hitter for the Lumberjacks, Christian Torres. Torres 0-for-2 last night with a walk, left-handed swinger. In the DH role tonight for the Lumberjacks. Runner in scoring position with 1 out. And Hall with the pitch. Breaking ball stays up, ball 1. The Braves defensively tonight with Andrew Czech at first, Casey Hare at second. Ryan McCarty plays short, Duncan Pastor at third base. Across the outfield, Logan Flood, Callaway Ziegler, and Eli Davis. Caden Dreer doing the catching. 1-0 pitch is low, ball 2 to Christian Torres. Matt Cocha-DeFaro on deck for the Lumberjacks. 19th season of Valley League baseball here in Covington. And Hall from the stretch, the 2-0 delivery again, low, ball 3. Last year, Bailey Hall made 8 starts for the Braves, had 9 appearances, 39 innings. He had a record of 2-3. Bailey comes set. Here's the 3-0 now to Torres. And it is a called strike. 3-1. Perfect night for baseball here in Covington. Spent the morning with some of the coaches out on the golf course early this morning in a little tournament. Here's the 3-1. And that one is low, ball 4. And first and second for the Jacks. For the right fielder, Matt Cocha-DeFaro. Matt last night 1-for-4 and drove in a run, right-handed hitter. We'll talk about some of the hometowns and schools here as we go tonight. Lumberjacks again coached this year by Alex Kotheimer, the Valley League Coach of the Year last year as the Jacks won the Southern Division pennant. Bailey Hall working now, runners on first and second, and the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Cocha-DeFaro, 0-1. Nazario on second, he singled. Christian Torres on first, he walked. Oh, 1 pitch from Hall, breaking ball missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bailey Hall played his high school baseball at nearby James River High School. Just about 40 minutes up the road here from Covington. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Cocha-DeFaro. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball, and again misses low, 2-1. Lumberjacks trying to strike first. They did last night, scoring 1 run on the top of the first in that 5-2 loss at Waynesboro. Two-one pitch. Instead, Hall steps off the rubber. And here's the 2-1 pitch. And that one missed low, 3-1. So a money pitch here for Coach DeFaro with runners on first and second. Hall from the stretch. And the 3-1. Strike two. Bust him inside with a fastball. And the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now on the Lumberjack right fielder. And the payoff pitch. Coach DeFaro hits it foul down the right field line. One thing you'll notice about Matt if you come out to the ballpark is he's got a cannon in right field. He showed it off there. I was at a practice a couple of days ago. And definitely got a strong arm. So again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Hall with the delivery. Fastball is tapped toward third to second for 1. The relay is going to be not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice for Coach DeFaro. So he reaches first. The out recorded 5-4 for out number 2. Nazario now on third base. And with first and third and 2 outs, it'll be Logan Amos, the catcher. And Logan just arrived in town sometime today. The Lumberjacks had just 1 catcher on their roster for a while. Have some reinforcements coming. And Logan just freshly signed to a contract, left-handed swinging catcher. And here's the pitch. High ball 1. So Nazario now at third. Coach DeFaro at first. No score, bottom of inning number 1 here at Casey Field. And Hall's 1-0 is grounded in the left field base hit. RBI single for Logan Amos. And gets into town this afternoon and delivers with an RBI base hit. Coach DeFaro stops at second. Nazario scores. Credit Amos with an RBI. And the Lumberjacks are on top 1-0. First and second now for the first baseman, Tyler Sanfilippo. Pinch hit last night's game, 0 for 1. The Jacks take the 1-0 lead. Pitch on the outside corner is a called strike to the Lumberjack first baseman. So a couple of hits in the inning for the Lumberjacks. Nazario singles to start the inning, and Logan Amos with the RBI single to put the Jacks on top. 0-1 pitch on the way to Sanfilippo. Breaking ball stays high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lumberjacks will be in Strasburg tomorrow night and will be back home. Their next home game will be Monday night against the River Bandits from Woodstock. 1-1 pitch. That one tapped over the mound. The second baseman will field. He'll step on the bag, and that is Casey Hare to end the inning. But the Lumberjacks get 1. We go to the top of the second. It's the Covington Lumberjacks 1, the Staunton Braves 0. We'll be right back.
Take me out to the ball game. Oh, wait, we're already here.
Barry Lee and Katie G, hoping you're enjoying the old ball game and inviting you to join us each weekday morning from 5 to 10 a.m. on your 92.5 Wink FM.
the second here at Casey Field. 1-0 Lumberjacks. And starting off the inning will be the third baseman, Duncan Pastor. Takes a called strike. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pastor, Dreer, and Ronald Brown for the Staunton Braves here in the second. Against Riley Davis, who worked a 1-2-3 first. And the pitch from Davis. Missed down low, 2-1. Lumberjacks stringing together a couple of base hits and scoring a run in the bottom of the first to take the early lead here at Casey Field. 1-1, make that the 2-1 pitch, foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Duncan Pastor. Last night, 0 for 4, but had 3 RBIs. And the pitch called strike 3. Catches Pastor looking, so 4 up, 4 down for the Braves. Brings up the catcher, Caden Dreer. Dreer did not play last night. Catching tonight for Staunton. And Riley Davis goes to work. First pitch. Missed down low, ball 1. The Staunton Braves tomorrow night, I do believe, are at home. I'll double check that. I'm thinking Charlottesville comes to town tomorrow. And that is correct. 7:30 start there at Gypsy Hill Park, Moxie Stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Caden Dreer, the Staunton catcher. And the pitch, breaking ball, good one. Good sharp slider, outside corner. Strike 2 to Dreyer. 1-0 Lumberjacks, top of the second. And the pitch from Hall, breaking ball, hit up the middle. Nazario fields and throws him out. 3 assists early for the Lumberjacks second baseman. That one not hit all that hard. Nazario had to field or move to his right a little bit. Makes the easy play. And quickly 2 outs here in the second. For the designated hitter, Ronald Brown. Brown did also did not appear last night. Stan's got some size to him, some big guys in that blue uniform. First pitch is a called strike, inside corner from Riley Davis. UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. 1 strike pitch. Good sharp slider again. Swung on a miss. 0-2. Davis, quick worker. Gets that ball. He's ready to go. And the right-hander deals. 2 strike pitch. Fastball misses just high. 88 miles an hour on the Casey Field radar gun. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Something new in the league this year. All the games being live streamed. Video available on Facebook. Lumberjack Facebook page, the Valley League Facebook page. I watched a little bit of the game last night in Waynesboro. Here's the 1-2. Just missed outside with the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we encourage you to watch the games as you listen to me. 2-2. Did he go? Did he go? He did. Strike 3 as the appeal down to first base. And Brown strikes out. 3 strikeouts in the ball game for Riley Davis. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Lumberjacks 1, the Staunton Braves 0. This is Valley League Baseball. Bottom of inning 2 here at Casey Field. 1-0 Lumberjacks. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Jacks. Tom Caulfield, Easton, Jones, and Noah Cook. Tom Caulfield leads it off for the Jacks. Also a new arrival. Just signed out of the University of North Carolina, redshirt this year. Carolina in the Division I NCAA tournament. First pitch of ball. I know Carolina won. I think they walked off UNC Wilmington yesterday. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caulfield. Bailey Hall gave up 2 hits and walked a batter in the first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Left it high. The changeup from Hall. 2 balls and 1 strike. Staunton missed the playoffs last year, looking to rebound. The Braves actually tied, I believe, for that 4th place spot in the last playoff position, but Harrisonburg won it on a tiebreaker. Swing and a miss by Caulfield, and it counts 2-2. Easton Jones in the on-deck circle for the Lumberjacks. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out. 81 mile an hour, and Caulfield goes down swinging for out number 1. Brings up Easton Jones, the left fielder. Jones did not play last night. And the first 10 games, definitely a feeling out process. Coaches getting to know players, players getting to know the coaches, getting to know their host parents, getting to know the Valley League. First pitch called strike to Easton Jones. 0-1. That changeup hit in the air left field. Going back is Logan Flood. He has room, makes a nonchalant grab for out number 2. Got a pretty good jump on that. So with 2 down, it's the third baseman, Noah Cook. Cook 0 for 1 last night. Noah was my golfing partner this morning. Keydette from VMI. Hitting in the 9 hole, 2 outs, nobody on here in the second. First pitch called strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Lumberjack third baseman tonight, Noah Cook. There he taps it up the middle. Second baseman ranges behind the bag. His throw is in time. That's Casey Hare. And Bailey Hall settles down and works a 1-2-3 second inning. We're at the top of the third. It's the Lumberjacks 1 and the Staunton Braves 0. This is Valley League Baseball. Seven, 8, 9. Casey Hare, Logan Flood, Ryan McCarty against Riley Davis, who has retired the first 6 Staunton Braves he's faced this evening. Casey Hare, left-handed hitting second baseman for the Braves. 0 for 2 last night. Run scored and an RBI. And the first pitch fouled off right behind the plate, 0-1. Elsewhere around the Valley League last night, Woodstock knocked off Purcellville 7-5. Newmarket edged Strasburg 4-3. That pitch tapped foul. Harrisonburg beat Charlottesville 9-4. And, of course, Staunton defeating Front Royal 13-7. And the Lumberjacks falling at Waynesboro 5-2. 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 called. Paints the outside corner with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Strikeout number 4 for Riley Davis. And there's 1 out. Brings up the left fielder, Logan Flood. Flood 0 for 3 with 2 runs scored last night for the Staunton Braves. Again, the Braves walked 12 times in that ball game last night against Front Royal. And the pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Logan Flood. Full night of action tonight around the Valley League. We'll keep you updated with scores here. 1-0 pitch, fastball low. 2 balls, no strikes. Newmarket in Woodstock tonight. Strasburg at Purcellville. There's a looping line drive center field, but coming on and making the play is Jeff Taylor for out number 2. Taylor got a pretty good jump on it, kind of a looper, and Taylor able to run it down for out number 2. That brings up the shortstop, Ryan McCarty. McCarty 1 for 4, a run scored, RBI in last night's win. Strasburg at Purcellville tonight. Front Royal at Winchester. Newmarket at Woodstock. Waynesboro at Harrisonburg. Called strike to McCarty. And the 0-1 pitch. Skied in the infield. Third baseman Cook gives way to the shortstop. Actually, it is the shortstop Caulfield. A little decoy from Cook. And another 1-2-3 inning. 9 up, 9 down for the Braves to go to the bottom of the third. It's Covington 1, Staunton nothing. This is Valley League Baseball. Lumberjacks leading the Staunton Braves 1-0. And it will be the top of the lineup for the Jacks. Nazario, Taylor, and Torres. Pedro Nazario singled and scored back in the first for the Jacks. Pedro out of the University of the Cumberlands. Cedra, Puerto Rico. First pitch of the third is a changeup called a strike to Nazario. Quickly, the one strike pitch is in the dirt, 1-1. Pedro, of course, a teammate at the University of the Cumberlands. That pitch bounced up there to former Jack Orley Oriano, one of the better center fielders you'll see in the Valley League. Orley. There's a ground ball hit short, backhanded by McCarty. His long throw pulls him off the bag. And safe at first will be Nazario. It's be a throwing error charged to Ryan McCarty. And the Lumberjacks have a leadoff runner on as Nazario does his job reaching on the E6. Here's the center fielder, Jeff Taylor. Taylor bounced out to second back in the first inning. Jeff Taylor from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Plays his college baseball at University of South Carolina upstate. There's a ground ball hit to short. Taylor made, and it's a 6-3 double play. Easy play for McCarty. And quickly, 2 outs as Taylor taps into the double play. Here's the DH, Christian Torres. Torres walked in the first inning. Torres out of Coral Gables, Florida, and the University of Maryland at Baltimore County, UMBC. Fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. 2 outs in the third. It is 1-0 Staunton. Make that 1-0 Covington. And the pitch, change up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack scoring their run in the first inning. 1-1. That one hit a ton to right center. Going back is Sigler. Is he able to run it down? He does. Right in front of the Troni's Grill sign in right center. Torres put a charge in it, but Sigler runs it down. We've played 3. 1-0 Lumberjacks. This is Valley League Baseball. To the Valley this summer. A lot of neat things to do around up and down 81 near Covington and the Valley League teams. Pitch fouled off. So parents, we hope you make it up to a game or 2. Pitch struck him out. Good breaking ball. And Riley Davis has now struck out 6. Make that 5 through 3 1/3. Brings up Eli Davis, the right fielder, bounced out to second in the first. Eli from Arkansas State University and Staunton, Tennessee. Left-handed hitter. And if you come by the ballpark, come up and see me. Say hi. I'm on the top floor of the press box here at Casey Field. This is probably one of the best innovations that they've had. As that ball is hit to Nazario. Did he get the tag? He did not. As Nazario's throw pulled the first baseman Sanfilippo off the bag. And that'll be a error on the second baseman, Nazario, and the first base runner for the Braves. One out, runner on first for the first baseman, Andrew Czech from Walsh University. Pitch is a called strike. When the Lumberjacks were first formed back in 2001, the games were done on the radio. But, of course, that didn't help parents located in Florida, Tennessee, New York, New Jersey. And these games now not only being audio streamed, but video streamed. So the Valley League doing a great job with publicity and keeping parents and keeping fans and keeping college coaches aware of what their kids are doing here in the Shenandoah Valley. Pitch outside to Czech, 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrew Czech stands 6'6", weighs 265. Big left-handed swinger. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Czech from Reminderville, Ohio. 1 out, runner on first, top of the 4th. And the pitch from Riley Davis. Missed low. And he falls behind 3-1 on Andrew Czech. First base runner for the Braves reaches on an error as Nazario's throw pulled Sanfilippo off the bag. Here's the 3-1. That one hit into left field. That's trouble if it's fair. It's twisting, and it is out of here. Home run. Opposite field. 2-run homer for Andrew Czech right down the left field line. That ball probably traveled about 315 feet, but right over the foul pole. And the Staunton Braves have taken a 2-1 lead on the home run. One of those runs earned, one not earned. It's the first hit of the game for the Braves. And they turn it around here and bring up Duncan Pastor, the third baseman. Pastor struck out in the second. He's out of Nova Southeastern. Fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Pastor from Tampa, Florida. So opposite field home run for Czech. And the 1-strike offering from Riley Davis, outside corner called strike 2. And the pitch missed low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Riley Davis started this inning with a strikeout, but then Davis reaches on the error and Czech with the opposite field home run. Here's the 1-2. That one squibbed foul down the first base line. The count remains at 1-2. From the windup and the Riley Davis pitch, 1 hopper up the middle and through for a base hit. Riley Davis threw up his bare hand, not able to make the play, and it gets into center field. Second hit for the Braves, and a runner on first with 1 out for the catcher, Caden Dreer. Bounced out to second in the second. Dreer out of Brentwood, Tennessee, plays at Samford University. And the pitch, broken bat, little looper, and be played by the shortstop, Caulfield, for out number 2. As Davis breaks Dreer's bat for out number 2. Runner stays at first and brings up the DH, Ronald Brown. Brown went down swinging in the second. Ronald Brown is out of the University of Houston, the Houston Cougars. Brown, another big boy, 6'3", 255, right-handed hitter. Runner going, pitch is a called strike. Here's the throw, and a good jump from Pastor, and he's able to swipe second. So runner on second now, the count 0-1 on Ronald Brown. Very good jump for Pastor. Braves stole one base last night, and it was Pastor, so that's his second. Pitch bounced up there. Good play by the catcher, Logan Amos, with the block. And the count goes 1-1. 2-1 Staunton. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Top of the fourth, sorry. Riley Davis from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 in there for called strike 2. Jack's trying to wiggle out of this inning with not any more damage. 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground to Nazario at second. He sets his feet, throws to first, and the inning is over. But the Staunton Braves scored 2 runs on an Andrew Czech 2-run homer to left. We finished 3.5. It's the Braves 2, the Lumberjacks 1. This is Valley League Baseball. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Lumberjacks. Matt Cochedefaro, Logan Amos, Tyler Sanfilippo for the Jacks. Cochedefaro bounced into a fielder's choice in his first at bat. Out of New Jersey Tech, Dumont, New Jersey, there's a one-hopper sharply hit, but Ryat McCarty throw high, but checks a big target over there. Pulls it down for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fourth. Brings up the catcher, Logan Amos. Amos with an RBI single for the Jacks in the fourth. In the first, he's now up in the fourth. Amos from Virginia Commonwealth University plays for the Rams. First pitch, ball 1. And the 1-0. That one in the dirt, ball 2. Amos singled between short and third for that run in the first inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jack scoring 1 in the first. Staunton answering with 2 in the top of the fourth. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch to Amos is a changeup, misses high, and it's 3-1. Quickly, the 3-1 is hit. Shortstop makes the play up the middle. McCarty throws a strike for out number 2. So Ryan McCarty made that play look fairly easy up the middle. 2 down for Sanfilippo, the first baseman. Tyler bounced into an inning fielder's choice in the first. He's out of Wagner College in Wayne, New Jersey. Takes a called strike. 0-1. Change up high, 1 ball, 1 strike to Sanfilippo. There's a big hack and a miss at a fastball. And Sanfilippo in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hall spins one up there. That hit in the air to right field, playable for Eli Davis. And Bailey Hall works a 1-2-3-4. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 2-1 Staunton, and you're listening to the Valley League. Top of the 5th, 2-1 Staunton. Be 7, 8, and 9. Casey Hare, Logan Flood, Ryan McCarty. The first pitch from Riley Davis, fastball high. Casey Hare struck out in his first at bat tonight. Hare from High Point University, Maryville, Tennessee native. And Riley Davis misses with the fastball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Staunton. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Lumberjacks. Called strike to Hare, and it's 2-1. Pitch from Davis, swung on and missed. And the count 2-2. Riley Davis retired the first 9 hitters he faced and then ran into a little trouble in the fourth. That ball misses low, 3-2. an error kind of opened the inning up. And then Czech with the 2-run opposite field home run. Just barely made it over the left field fence. Payoff pitch, outside ball 4. Leadoff walk for Casey Hare. And it brings up the left fielder, Logan Flood. Flood fly to center in the 3rd inning. Logan Flood out of St. Leo College down in Florida. He's from Brooksville, Florida. And now from the stretch, Riley Davis, and the pitch. Missed low, ball 1. Lumberjack bullpen is quiet, but I think they're about ready to get busy. As one of the Jacks walking down that way with his left arm in the air. Quick throw to first, and back in time is Hare. Lumberjacks still have a number of players to get into town. 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2. A couple of guys, or one guy at least, involved in the NCAA Division I tournament. 2-0 pitch misses inside, so Riley Davis has run into a little trouble here with a walk, and now he falls behind Logan Flood. 3 balls, no strikes. Jacksonville State is in the NCAA tournament. Tyler Wilburn, a pitcher, is coming to Covington. That pitch swung and fouled off at the plate, 3-1. So Flood, green light on 3-0. I believe Jacksonville State actually won today. I know they lost to Mississippi yesterday, but I believe they rebounded today and picked up a win. We'll look at that in between innings and give you some updates on the NCAA tournament. It concludes with the College World Series later this month in Omaha. Another snap throw to first, and diving back is Casey Hare. Three-one pitch. Tap foul to plate, 3-2. Liberty University, nearby Lynchburg, Virginia, they're in it. They knocked off Tennessee last night. I believe they play Carolina today. Probably tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Flood. Casey Hare at first, top of the 5th. 2-1 Staunton. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, the Valley League Facebook page. Pitch is high, ball 4. Couple of walks given up by Riley Davis, and the Braves with runners on first and second. Nobody out. That'll bring a trip from the dugout. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back. 2-1 Staunton. This is the Valley League. And the first pitch is bunted foul down the third baseline. Ryan McCarty out of Penn State Abington in Yardley, Pennsylvania. I'd like to take a moment to thank our live stream sponsors in the Valley League this year, Sheetz and Subway. Used to travel with the Lumberjacks back in the day, and we spent a lot of time in Sheetz along 81. 0-1 to count on McCarty. Let's see if he squares again. I would say yes. Here's the pitch. I would be wrong, as he does not square, and the pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyree Blaylock is the head coach of the Staunton Braves. Spencer Ramsey, the pitching coach. Jeff Scott, the hitting coach for Staunton. That pitch inside almost got a piece of McCarty. And the count 2-1 now on the Staunton shortstop. Leadoff hitter Callaway Ziegler on deck. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball just foul, wide of third. Count even up at 2-2. I'm a little hungry. I could use some Sheetz or Subway if anybody would like to help me out. First and second. Still nobody out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lumberjacks need an out. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called outside corner. Big pitch there. Catches McCarty looking, and that was a huge out for the Jacks. 1 away, first and second. Top of the lineup, Callaway Ziegler. Ziegler struck out in the first, struck out in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Give a shout out to Eric Young, our intern this summer in Covington. Out of Lexington and from Butler. Ties him up with a fastball, called strike 1-1. Just heard from April Rowland, who's watching the live feed and listening to me. Says she loves it. Well, 1 out of 2 is not bad. I'm sure she doesn't like to listen to me, but the live stream's good. And we got him picked as Riley Davis runs at him. Now to Nazario, the throw to third, and the out is recorded. That goes 1-4-5 on the pickoff, and a big play there as Riley Davis just whirled, and Hare was picked off. And score that 1-4-5 for the out. Big out there, 2 away. And the count 1-1 on Ziegler. That one a low ball too. And I see the internet feed here, the live stream, and it's a good one from Casey Field. It has a very good angle. A little high up here in the press box. So glad April's enjoying it. Not sure where she's at. Probably a travel ball game somewhere. There's a ground ball wide of third. And the count 2-2 to Callaway Ziegler. His parents have to be golfers. Callaway, interesting first name. Lead at first for Logan Flood. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, broken bat, ground ball to short. The shortstop will go the long way to first, and that is Tom Caulfield for out number 3. So some early trouble in the 5th for Riley Davis. He's able to pitch out of it. We're halfway done. It's Stanton 2, the Lumberjacks 1. This is Valley League Baseball. Bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Stanton. Mark your calendars now. The Valley Baseball League All-Star Game is Sunday, July 7th at 7:30. That's up at Veterans Memorial Park on the JMU campus in Harrisonburg. Game starts at 7:30, but there's fun all day. 3:30 batting practice. The 60-yard dash and home run derby start at 5:20. Tickets are $5 for adults, $3 for kids 3 through 12. And for children ages 3 to 12, come in your uniform, your youth uniform, get in free. That's Sunday, July 7th at 7:30 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park. Come see the best in the Valley League. Caulfield hits the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th. High fly ball to Flood in left field, and quickly 1 out. Caulfield out of the University of North Carolina. Here's Easton Jones, the left fielder. He flung out to left in the 2nd. Easton Jones out of UNC Asheville. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-1, bottom of the 5th. There's a called strike. Good pitching effort tonight. Both guys, Riley Davis and Bailey Hall for the Staunton Braves. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. McCarty fields it. He sets himself, makes the strong throw, and quickly 2 down in the 5th. Here's the third baseman, Noah Cook. Noah bounced down to second to end the 2nd inning. Noah plays at the Virginia Military Institute in Lexington, Virginia. Played his high school ball at Liberty Christian in Lynchburg. There's a broken bat ground ball to McCarty at short. Off balance throw. Pulls Czech off the bag, but he applies the tag at first base, and it's a 1-2-3 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. It's Staunton 2, the Lumberjacks 1. This is Valley League Baseball. Top of the 6th here at Casey Field, 2-1 Staunton. New pitcher for the Lumberjacks is Grant Verpalot out of New Jersey Tech. Long way from home. He's from Ladera Ranch, California. He takes over for Riley Davis, who worked 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, just 1 earned, just 2 hits. He struck out 6, walked 2. He threw 77 pitches, 49 strikes. And Verpalot will face Eli Davis to start the top of the 6th. Davis 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 4th and scored a run. And the pitch from Verpalot inside ball 1. Grant 6'1", 200-pound left-hander, making his first appearance of the season for the Jacks. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one skied left field right at Easton Jones, who will squeeze it for out number 1. 1 down. Lights just starting to take effect here at Casey Field. Here's Andrew Czech, the first baseman. He's got the big swing of the night, a 2-run homer just squeezed inside the foul pole down the left field line. He's 1 for 2 with that home run. Another lefty-lefty matchup for Verpalot. First pitch of the ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Both teams with 2 hits, both teams with 1 error. But the Braves on top where it counts, 2-1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one skips past Logan Amos for ball 2. Don't forget our next broadcast from Casey Field will be Monday night at 7 o'clock when the Woodstock River Bandits come to town. As Mike Bocock, now the head coach of the River Bandits, Valley League Hall of Famer. Here's the 2-0, missed inside, 3-0. And Mike actually spent some of one summer here at Casey Field doing some coaching for the Lumberjacks. So come on out Monday night. If you can't come out, listen to me. Watch it on Facebook. Monday night, 7 o'clock, the River Bandits and the Lumberjacks. Staunton Braves will be back home tomorrow night. Their game times are 7:30 at John Moxey Stadium. The Braves hosting the Charlottesville Tom Sox. 3-1 delivery, and Czech fights it off. Cook charges, throws, and that's not in time. Infield base hit for Czech. That one just squibbed off the end of his bat, and the big guy with an infield single. Hit number 2 for Czech, hit number 3 for the Braves. He's aboard with 1 out for the third baseman, Duncan Pastor. Pastor 1 for 2 with a single, came in the 4th. Good pitch there, pretty unlucky for Verpalot. Fastball off the outside edge, ball 1. Lumberjacks in Strasburg tomorrow night, taking on the Express. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung and missed, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Jacks with 10 straight games, starting with the opening night last night. Subject to weather, of course. Last night, a little bit of a weather delay, right? Just 10 minutes. Okay. That one right back at us. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Duncan Pastor. Jason Hemmentaler, my partner in crime, left for the beach this morning. I'm sure you'll hear from him later on in the season. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Got away from him. Breaking ball, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch struck him out. Verpalot gets the fastball past Pastor. I thought that was strike 3. Is it not strike 3? It apparently is not strike 3. I thought it was strike 3. It is strike 3. Pastor was not leaving that batter's box, but finally Nathan Hamlin says, just 3 in this league, bro. So 2 outs, runner on first for Caden Dreer. Dreer 0 for 2. So a big strikeout there for Verpalot. And the left-hander from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside with the fastball. 88 miles an hour. Here's the 1-0. That one lifted foul. The count even up at 1-1. Try to check the Valley League scoreboard in between innings and give you some scores. Pitch on the inside corner for called strike 2. We'll run down that scoreboard in the bottom half of this 6th inning. One-two delivery. High from Verpalot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ronald Brown on deck hoping to get an at-bat here if Dreer can keep the inning going. More action in the Lumberjack bullpen. Here's Verpalot's 2-2. That one hit in the air left center. That's trouble. Let's see. It's down for a base hit. It's in the gap. Czech lumbering around second. He's going to be held at third. A gap double for Caden Dreer. And Stanton with runners on second and third. That ball hit out to the gap. The left fielder does a good job. Easton Jones getting to it in time. Czech, the big guy, was held at third base. So second and third with 2 outs for the DH Ronald Brown. That's hit number 4 for Stanton. Ronald Brown 0 for 2. Struck out in the second, bounced out in the 4th. And not sure what's going on. Actually, it's going to be an intentional walk as Ronald Brown will get the free pass. So bases loaded for the second baseman, Casey Hare. As Alex Kodheimer plays the percentages, he walks the right-handed hitter intentionally. Ronald Brown, he gets the lefty-lefty matchup here against Casey Hare. Big point in the ball game. Jack's trying to stay close. 2-1, bases loaded for Stanton. And the fastball misses inside to Casey Hare, ball 1. Hare struck out in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Missed inside. Same spot. Ball 2. No place to put him. Stanton leading at 2-1. Trying to tack on a run or 2 here in the 6th. Verpalot's 2-0. Strike called. 2 balls, 1 strike to Casey Hare. Jackson in and out. Let's see if we can get it. 2-1 delivery. Ground ball, third base. Be fielded by Cook. His throw is in time. And Verpalot pitches out of the bases loaded jam. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-1. Stanton, this is the Valley League. As Bailey Hall runs out there for inning number 6. Nazario squares the bunt, takes a called strike. Let's look at the Valley League scoreboard after this pitch. Bailey Hall from the windup. And the 0-1 to Nazario. Breaking ball fouled back, 0-2. Bottom of the 5th in Woodstock. Newmarket leading the River Bandits 2-0. Top of the 5th in Purcellville. The Cannons on top of Strasburg 2-0. Front Royal Winchester tied at 1-1. Top of the 4th. And in Harrisonburg, the Waynesboro Generals leading the Turks 3-0, top of the 4th. Pitch from Hall, swung on and missed by Nazario. He goes down swinging for out number 1 in the 6th. Brings up Jeff Taylor. Taylor bounced out in the 1st, hit into a 6-3 double play in the 3rd. Lumberjacks with just 2 hits. They both came in the 1st inning. Taylor takes a called strike. Bailey Hall settled down nicely for the Staunton Braves. He's working quickly. Here's the 1-strike delivery, and it's swung on a miss, 0-2. Bailey Hall wastes no time. And the 2-strike pitch outside. Got a good tempo going. And the 1-2. There's a ball off the glove of Hall, and that'll be an infield hit. Kind of a changeup hit back at him. It wasn't hit all that hard, off the glove of Hall, and the head coach for the Braves runs down and makes sure he's okay. So an infield single for Taylor, his first hit number 3. And a runner on for the Lumberjacks for the DH Christian Torres. Torres walked in the first, flied out in the third. Jeff Taylor with his first hit as a Lumberjack. Pitch to Torres is outside ball 1. Looking down at the Staunton bullpen. Does have a righty throwing down there. 1-0 pitch to Torres. Missed outside ball 2. So 3 hits now for the Jacks, 4 for the Braves. Here's the 2-0. Runner going, pitches high. Here's the throw, and he is going to be out. Nice throw from Caden Dreer. And he shoots down Jeff Taylor trying to steal. So now 2 outs in the inning. Score that 2-6 on the caught stealing. And here's the pitch to Torres, called strike 2-2. I think it's 2-2. Scoreboard says 3-1, so let's we'll see. That ball hit in the air by Torres. Flood going back, and Flood's going to make the play for out number 3. So the Jacks get a base hit, but he's thrown out on the base pass. And we go to the top of the 7th. It's 2-1 Staunton. This is Valley League Baseball. Top of the 7th, 2-1 Staunton. 8-9-1 for the Braves. Flood, McCarty, Callaway, Ziegler. And the first pitch all the way back to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes to Flood. He's 0 for 1 with a walk as Grant Verpalot begins his 2nd inning of work. The left-hander out of Ladera Ranch, California. The 1-0 missed outside, 2 balls, no strikes. So the Jacks get a runner thrown out on the base pass in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0, called strike. And the count 2-1 now on Logan Flood. And the pitch. Missed high with a fastball. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the Verpalot pitch fouled off, 3-2. As with a tradition here at Casey Field, I'd like to keep you up to date on Jason Kipnis, Cleveland Indians second baseman, a 2-year Lumberjack. Jason hitting .226 for the Indians. There's a line drive base hit in the left. Going over to cut it off is Easton Jones. Big turn by Flood, but he'll stay at first base. Leadoff single for Flood. Brings up the shortstop Ryan McCarty. He's 0 for 2. Jason 0 for 2. Make that 0 for 3 in today's game. The Indians defeating the Chicago White Sox 5-2. Jason was tremendous here in Covington. Here's the pitch from Verpalot. Fastball high to McCarty. 1 ball, no strikes. 5 hits for Staunton now. That ball hit in the air, center field. It'll be an easy play for the center fielder, Jeff Taylor, who throws behind the runner Flood, but first baseman's Sanfilippo able to knock it down. So one away. Top of the lineup for the Braves. It is Callaway Ziegler, 0 for 3 in the ball game. And the pitch, runner going, pitch is a called strike. The throw down, not in time. Flood steals the bag. It was a called strike, so it's 0-1. Flood stealing his first bag of the summer. So he's on second. And the 0-1 fouled off 0-2 on Callaway Ziegler. 2-1 Stanton, top of the 7th. Braves trying to post their second straight win. Lumberjacks trying to get in the win column after losing their opener last night. 0-2 pitch. Missed away, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eli Davis on deck for the Braves. And the pitch. Breaking ball stays high. Don't know if Kay and Boyd Snyder are listening. Used to own the Staunton Braves. Lumberjacks kind of a sister team to the Staunton Braves. It's the same ownership brought baseball, Valley League baseball to Covington back in 2001. Ground ball hit to the shortstop, and that one's off his glove. And that'll be an error on Tom Caulfield. Second error on the Lumberjacks. The runner, Flood, has to stay at second as that ball was hit in front of him. So first and second, 1 out for the right fielder, Eli Davis. Davis 0 for 3, did reach on an error in the 4th, and he scored on the Czech home run. Ground ball here would be nice for Verpalot, if you're a Lumberjack fan. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Verpalot with the pitch, and that hit him. Bases loaded now, 1 out as that fastball runs inside and gets a piece of Eli Davis. Brings up the big guy, Andrew Czech. Czech 2 for 3. Bounced out in the 1st, homered in the 4th. Infield single in the 6th inning. A chance to do damage here. And Verpalot looking for a ground ball at somebody. Flood at third. Ziegler at second. Eli Davis at first. The pitch to Czech outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Lumberjack bullpen is busy. A right-hander down there throwing. And I would say this could be Verpalot's last hitter with the right-handed hitting Pastor on deck. Here's the 1-0. That one low, ball 2. And we're going to get a trip from Greg Stegani, the Lumberjack pitching coach. We'll be right back. 2-1 Stanton, but the Braves threatening with the bases loaded here in the 7th. We'll be right back. Check. Bases loaded for the Braves. They're threatening here to tack some runs on. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That one lifted in the air, shallow left. Easton Jones coming over toward the foul line. He makes the play, tagging his Flood. Here comes the throw. It is not in time, and it gets away, but staying put at second and third as the runners move up on the throw. It was a foul ball, so it'll be a sacrifice fly for Czech. And an RBI, his 3rd of the night. Scoring is Flood. And Ziegler and Davis each move up a bag on the throw. So second and third, 2 outs. We have a pitching change. And we'll be right back here at Casey Field. 3-1 Braves. Actually, it's going to be a throw to first to check on the runner leaving too early. And they look at each other like they don't know. Nobody's made a call. And apparently the appeal may have not been done right. I'm not sure. And Verpelot's going to throw to third again. And I think they have to wait maybe for the ball to come back live. There's not going to be a pitching change. As actually, Alex Kotheimer was going to debate the call with the base umpire. So now we are back into play, and now the appeal is going to be made. Confusion reigns. The throw and the call is safe at third base. So all that for nothing. Second and third, 2 outs. 3-1 now Braves. Sacrifice fly by Andrew Czech. And Duncan Pastor at the plate, 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, 1-0. Again, the Jacks in Strasburg tomorrow night. The Braves at home against the Tom Sox of Charlottesville. Here's the 1-0. Swung and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike to Duncan Pastor. 3-1 Stanton. 1-1 pitch. Foul tip into the glove of Logan Amos. And it's 1-2. 2 runners in scoring position for the Braves. Ziegler at third, Davis at second. This will be an unearned run on Verpelot. And he drops in the breaking ball. Good pitch there. Catches Pastor looking. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch. It's 3-1 Stanton. This is the Valley League. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Stanton. And the night over for Bailey Hall, who went 6 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned, 3 hits. He struck out 2, walked 1, 66 pitches for Bailey Hall, 40 strikes, and he's in line to get the win for the Staunton Braves. He turns the ball over to another ODAC pitcher, and it is a righty out of Roanoke College, Tanner James, a native of Virginia Beach, Virginia. 6'1", 150. And he will face Matt Cachafit. Oh, I knew I'd mess it up. Matt Cachadefero. Logan Amos. Tyler Sanfilippo. First pitch to Matt is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Cachadefero, nothing out of 2. That ball inside also to the Lumberjack right fielder. And the count 2-0. So a good outing for Bailey Hall for the Staunton Braves. 2-0 pitch lifted foul out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Lumberjack right fielder. And the pitch. That one is lifted, base hit to left. Cachadefero didn't hit it real good, but hit it in a good spot right between short and third. And it's a leadoff base hit for the Lumberjacks. Hit number 4 for the Jacks. And it brings up Logan Amos, the Lumberjack catcher, who is 1 for 2. He's got the RBI tonight with a base hit in the first. And the pitch. And that hit him. Runners on first and second. It was Amos hit by a pitch. And the Lumberjacks got something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Tyler Sanfilippo, the first baseman. He's 0 for 2. Bounced into a fielder's choice and flying out to right. So the Lumberjacks chance to do some damage here. And let's see how Alex Kotheimer, the head coach of the Jacks, plays it. Definitely a bunt situation. First and third moving in. And here is the pitch. It is not a bunt. It's a fastball that misses low, ball 1. Tom Caulfield on deck for the Lumberjacks. Trying to scratch here in the 7th. Here's the pitch. That one gets past the catcher. And now the bunt is definitely out of play. The wild pitch moves up Cachadefero and Amos a base. And that's huge for the Jacks now. Second and third. That brings a trip from the dugout for the Braves will be right back. Bottom of the seventh, 3-1 Braves with the Lumberjacks threatening. 2-0 count on San Filippo. Jacks threatening here in the seventh against Tanner James. That ball hit into right field, medium depth. Eli Davis dropped the baseball. He dropped the ball. 1 run will score. And it's kind of a twilight time. And that ball was dropped in right field. So San Filippo is going to reach on the error. We're also going to credit him with a sac fly on the play. He'll get an RBI. So a sac fly and an error. Scoring is Concha DeFaro. And a big break right there for the Lumberjacks. They pulled a 3-2 and runners on second and third. And the pitch to Caulfield. Swung on a miss, 0-1. So a big break there for the Jacks. I talk about that time of the night where the light's just starting to take effect. And that one was just dropped in right field by Davis. 1 strike the count. And that one in the dirt. Nice block by Dreer. So it's 1-1. So second and third, we will give San Filippo a sac fly and an RBI. It also goes as an error. The second by the Braves. And here's the 1-1. Called strike, 86 mile an hour fastball from Tanner James. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you're Caulfield, you got to put it in play here. They are back up the middle, conceding a run. Here's the 1-2, and instead, time was called by someone. These Staunton Braves pitchers, they're ready to go. And Tanner James gets his sign. Here's the 1-2 to Caulfield. Fouled it off. Good piece of hitting there. Amos at third, San Filippo at second, I'm sorry. Second and third, nobody out. 3-2 ball game, Staunton leading. Lumberjacks trying to pull even. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And the 2-2 popped up foul territory. Pastor over by the dugout, and he is going to run out of room. Not sure if a fan made a play over there. He's cheering something, the Lumberjack crowd. Pretty good Saturday night crowd here in Covington. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the seventh. 3-2. Staunton leading. Here's the pitch. Lifted high in the air, in the infield. The second baseman, Casey Hare, under it. That's a major league pop-up. And he's able to squeeze it. Big out for Staunton. One down. Runners on second and third for the left fielder, Easton Jones. And Jones is going to be intentionally passed. So the Lumberjacks did this earlier in the ball game. An intentional walk to Easton Jones. So bases loaded now for Staunton. And the hitter is Noah Cook. And instead looks like we might have a pinch hitter for the Jacks. It is going to be number 23. Joe Fortin has a bat. Joe Fortin, the pinch hit for the Lumberjacks. Fortin 0 for 2 in last night's game. Left-handed hitter out of Los Angeles, California. And a big spot here. And the first pitch, did that hit him? It did. That'll force home the run. So Fortin hit by the pitch, and it's tied up. So a break for the Lumberjacks after the intentional walk It's a bases-loaded hit batter to tie the game. Still bases loaded, and back to the top of the lineup for the Jacks, Pedro Nazario. That'll bring a trip from the dugout. We got a pitching change here in Covington. We'll be right back. It's 3-3, the Lumberjacks and the Braves. This is the Valley League. The pitching change made for the Braves. The new pitcher is from the College of Charleston in Hazard, Kentucky, right-hander Ryan Smith. He inherits a bases-loaded, one-out situation. 3-3 ball game, the Lumberjacks and the Staunton Braves. And Pedro Nazario, 1 for 3, run scored. Infield in for the Braves. And here we go. First pitch to Pedro. Missed inside, ball 1. At third base is Sanfilippo. At second, Easton Jones. At first is Joe Fortin. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one belted to right field. Going back is Eli Davis. He will squeeze it for the out, but tagging from third is Sanfilippo. The sacrifice fly plates the go-ahead run for the Lumberjacks. And it is 4-3. Also moving up is Easton Jones to third. So runners at the corners for the Jacks. And it brings up Jeff Taylor, the center fielder. 1-4-3. Jeff had a big year at USC Upstate. First team All Big South performer for the USC Upstate team. Left-hander at the plate takes a ball. 1-0. So a couple of sacrifice flies, one conventional and one that went array for the Braves. 2 outs in the inning. Pitch outside to Taylor, 2-0. Lumberjacks have played it 3 runs here in the 7th. Leading the ball game 4-3. 2 of the 3 unearned. 2-0 pitch from Ryan Smith. That's called strike. 2-1. So Easton Jones now the runner at third base. Joe Fortin is at first. And the 2-1 from Smith, called strike. 2-2. Big spot here. Jack's trying to add an insurance run in the bottom of the 7th. Two-two pitch. Outside a ball. The runner going, and he's going to steal second. Here comes the runner from third. It's a double steal for the Jacks, and they lead it 5-3. The Staunton Braves elected to throw through, and it's a double steal for the Jacks. Easton Jones scoring from third base, and the Lumberjacks add the insurance run. They lead 5-3. 3-2 pitch, ground ball right back to the pitcher. Underhand toss to first in time, but the Jacks played 4 runs. And through 7, it's Covington 5 and the Braves 3. This is Valley League Baseball. We go to the top of the 8th here in Covington. Jacks rallying for 4 runs in the 7th. They lead at 5-3. We go to the top of the 8th. New pitcher for the Lumberjacks is Austin Kuhn out of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Kuhn plays at Flagler University. He will go against 5, 6, and 7th. Caden Dreer, Ronald Brown, Casey Hare. First pitch bounced foul into the Staunton dugout. So big inning there for the Jacks. 5 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors now for Covington. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Staunton. And Kuhn with the 0-1. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's still action in the Lumberjack bullpen as they try to piece together a win here tonight. There's the 1-1. That's a ball inside. 2 and make that. Got 2 and 1 on the board, and that is correct. I missed a pitch there. Get a called strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Dreer. Pitch fouled off, and the count even up at 2-2. The big play in this ball game was the dropped fly ball in right field. Opened the floodgates for the Lumberjacks, and they're able to take advantage. 2-2 to Offering. Fouled back over our heads here in the press box. As always, a big thank you to the city of Covington as they provide this playing facility for the Lumberjacks. Alan Dressler and his staff, the recreation department here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That one hit into left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Leadoff single for Dreer. Hit number 6 for the Braves. And it brings up Ronald Brown, the DH. Brown 0 for 2. Struck out in the second, bounced out in the fourth. He was walked intentionally in the sixth. The intentional walk worked out for the Lumberjacks. It did not work out for the Staunton Braves in the bottom of the seventh. Kuhn with the pitch. Inside ball 1. 5-3 Jacks. We're in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. That's a strike call. 1-1 to Ronald Brown, who represents the potential game-tying run for Staunton. Kuhn with a pitch. Good fastball. Blows it past Brown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Strike 3 call right at the knees. Tied him up for out number 1. Good pitch there from Kuhn. 6'4", 200-pound right-hander. And a big out there, 1 away. Here's Casey Hare, the second baseman. 0 for 2 with a walk. And the pitch. Missed outside the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Kuhn, the third pitcher of the evening for the Lumberjacks. Stanton's used 4 tonight. Here's the pitch. Swung and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Casey Hare. And that pitch also swung on a missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Staunton second baseman, Logan Flood, on deck for the Braves. Here's the 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 lifted foul down the third base line. Fortin will give it a chase. He'll run out of room. Quick check of the Valley League scoreboard. Bottom of the 7th, Newmarket leading Woodstock 3-0. Strasburg with a 4-3 lead over Purcellville in the bottom of the 6th. Winchester leads Front Royal 3-1, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Fouled off as Hare didn't mean to. And Waynesboro leading Harrisonburg 4-0. That game top of the 6th. Again, the 2-2. Ground ball, second base. The flip to short for 1. The relay, and that came out of the back of the hand of Caulfield. They do get the lead lady, though, as Dreer retired for out number 2. Probably not a double play ball anyway. It wasn't hit all that hard. The fielder's choice goes 4-6. There are 2 down. Here's the left fielder, Logan Flood. Flood 1 out of 2 with a walk. He scored a run. for Staunton. Quick throw to first. Nice dig by Sanfilippo over at first. Want to know the count on Flood. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Evens the count at 1-all. 5-3 Lumberjacks. We're in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch. That one lifted in the air, right field, but Cachedefaro has a beat on it. Makes the play to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-3 Lumberjacks. This is Valley League Baseball. Bottom of the 8th. Lumberjacks leading 5-3. The Jacks will try to add on an insurance run here against Ryan Smith, who begins his second inning of work. It'll be Christian Torres to lead off. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Torres, Cachedefaro, and Amos for the Lumberjacks. 0-1 pitch, change-up, swung and a miss, 0-2. And the 2-strike delivery. Grounded foul over toward the Lumberjack dugout. Again, the Jacks in Strasburg tomorrow night. Next broadcast here at Casey Field will be Monday. The Jacks host Woodstock. Staunton at home tomorrow night, 7:30 against the Charlottesville Tom Sox. That pitch gets away from Smith all the way back to the screen. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Christian Torres, the DH for the Jacks tonight. Smith's 1-2. That one laced up the middle, base hit. Torres with his first hit of the ball game. Base hit number 5 for the Lumberjacks, and the leadoff hitter aboard for Covington. Brings up Matthew Cachedefaro, 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the 7th for the Jacks. And the pitch, swung and a miss, strike 1. And there's a called strike 2. 0-2 now to the Lumberjack cleanup hitter, Cachedefaro. He started off the 7th inning with that big base hit. Pitch outside from Ryan Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stay tuned after the game as we'll go with the post-game show. Talk to one of the stars of the game, perhaps Alex Kotheimer. Usually takes him a few minutes to get up here to the press box, so if you'll bear with us after the last out, we'll keep that stream going, so we'll be on Facebook with our interview. One ball, 2 strikes to count on Matt Cachedefaro. Runner at first, Torres, and the pitch. Bounced to third base, pastoral field to second. He threw it into right field. And reaching third base will be Torres. So the error goes to the third baseman, Pastor, and that's now 4 errors on Staunton. And runners at the corners for the Lumberjacks. Check that, that's 3 errors now for the Staunton Braves. And runners at the corners, nobody out for Logan Amos. Make that 1 for 2. Also was hit by a pitch and scored a run and drove in 1. That's skied in the air, foul territory, long run, third baseman going over, left fielder going over. Flood makes it, but he carried the ball in the dead ball. That'll score the run. So he caught the ball in left field, did Flood, but when he caught it, he carried it into the out of play range over in the Staunton dugout. So that'll go as a sac fly for Amos, I think. It should go as a sac fly, I would think. Definitely a kind of a weird scoring play. Cachedefero will get second. And the lead goes to 6-3 now for the Lumberjacks. For Tyler Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo. I'm going to have to get that straight. I got to talk to Tyler again. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. And that one's going to get past the shortstop, McCarty. He's able to get a glove on it to be an infield single for Sanfilippo. So the infield single. Cachedefero has to stay at second. First and second, still only one out for Tom Caulfield. Actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter as Caulfield is called back, and the big guy from West Virginia State. And that is Antonio Brown, but he's wearing a different number than what I have. That is Antonio Brown, right? Gotcha. So Antonio Brown will hit with runners on first and second, one out here in the eighth. Antonio out of Dunbar, West Virginia, and West Virginia State. And the pitch. Strike called. 0-1. So Lumberjacks now even with Staunton with 6 hits apiece. Here's the pitch. Foul off at the plate. 0-2. 6-3 Lumberjacks in front of the Staunton Braves tonight. Here's the 0-2. Just missed outside. And Ryan Smith wanted that pitch. Nathan Hamlin says no, it was outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time called by Antonio Brown. Brown goes at 6 foot 250. Be a junior at West Virginia State. 1-2 pitch misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that pitch gets past the catcher. The count will run full. It'll be a pass ball on the catcher, Dreer. And the runners will move up 90 feet, second and third. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the Lumberjacks. And the count full to Antonio Brown. Jacks leading 6-3, infield in for the Braves. Payoff pitch to Brown, struck him out. High fastball. And there's 2 down. So the Braves will back up their infield now with Easton Jones coming to the plate. The left fielder 0 for 2 was intentionally walked in the 7th and scored a run. And the pitch is a called strike, 0-1. And there's another called strike, 0-2. Staunton trying to get out of this inning and make a run at the Jackson in the 9th. 0-2 offering on the way. Missed high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith comes set. Here's the 1-2 offering. Missed high and away, 2-2. Joe Fortin, who pinch hit in the 7th. He remained in the game playing third base. He's on deck for the Lumberjacks. Pitch fouled off at the plate. Got a piece of the catcher, Caden Dreer. He'll walk it off, and Nathan Hamill will give him a opportunity to shake it off. Went off his throwing hand. Nathan gets some baseballs from the Lumberjack dugout. Sweeps the plate off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch to Easton Jones on the way. Missed high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff, he struck him out. Fastball. Strikes out Jones to end the inning. We go to the 9th at Casey Field. It's the Jacks 6, Stanton 3. This is Valley League Baseball. At Casey Field, 6-3 Lumberjacks. All kinds of changes for the Jacks. Now playing shortstop for Covington is Andres Machado out of Coral Gables, Florida. Now in center field for the Jacks is Austin Davis. And on the mound from right nearby Allegheny High School, a Covington native, second-year Lumberjack Derek Tremblay from VMI. Save situation for Tremblay. He'll go after 9-1-2. McCarty, Siegler, and Eli Davis. Derek Tremblay, very good last year for the Jacks, a Valley League All-Star. And Tremblay's first pitch of the 9th is a called strike, 0-1. Derek Tremblay, 6'3", 210. He'll be a senior at VMI coming up in the fall. Here's the 0-1. That one hit into right field, but right at Cachedefaro for out number 1. One down top of the lineup. Callaway, Siegler. Don't forget to stay with us. We'll keep the Facebook live stream feed going. We'll have a post-game show. We'll talk to the player of the game as well as Alex Kotheimer, the head coach of the Covington Lumberjacks. It'll take a few minutes for that to happen. We'll keep the live stream going. Here's Tremblay's breaking ball. Good one. Strike 1 to Siegler. Jacks 2 outs away from evening their record. Here's the 1-strike pitch outside the ball. 1-1 to Ziegler. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Stanton. 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Lumberjacks. Tremblay's 1-1. Missed just a bit high, 2-1. Derek works from the stretch, and the 2-1. That's a called strike outside corner. Paint for a 2-2 count. Verpalot in line to get the win for the Jacks. 2-2, fouled off. Here's the 2-2. Just got a piece of it, did Ziegler. And we'll do it again. Our PA guy knows everything about everything. He's actually sang the national anthem tonight, taking me out to the ball game, calling people's birthdays. He's got it going. Tremblay's got it going too. Strike 3 swinging. And the Lumberjacks 1 out away from win number 1. 2 down. It's Eli Davis, the right fielder. Eli 0 for 3 tonight. Bounced out in the first, reached on an error, scored in the 4th. He flied out in the 6th, was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. So Tremblay gets a fly ball to right and a strikeout. And now he works on Eli Davis. First pitch, fouled off, 0-1. Again, stay tuned for our post-game show. And we're 1 out away from a player of the game to be named by a secret press box committee. Right? It's a secret. 0-2 the count on Eli Davis. And Derek Tremblay comes set. 2-strike pitch. Is a line drive into left field, base hit. Eli Davis keeps it alive for the Braves. He lifts a 2-out single to left. Brings up Andrew Czech. And he's been the hitting star for the Braves. He's 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. He scored a run. Has a sac fly. He's drove in 3. But thankfully, he's not the tying run. The tying run on deck. Here's Tremblay's pitch. Called strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch fouled off. And the count quickly 0-2. So the Braves down to their last strike once again. Davis at first. The Lumberjacks not holding him on. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Tremblay paints the inside corner for strike 3. And the Lumberjacks get win number 1 as they defeat the Staunton Braves by the score of 6-3. We'll be back. We'll have some post-game comments. We'll have a post-game show. Stay tuned on Facebook for that, and we'll be right back. 6-3 Lumberjacks. This is Valley League Baseball. Jacks, Logan Amos out of VCU. He goes 1 for 2. Gets out of the car swinging with the RBI base hit. Drove in 2 runs tonight. Logan, welcome to Covington.
Thank you.
And first of all, you meet your teammates a couple hours before the game, and you're thrown in behind the plate. Just talk about the transition made. I guess you came up today?
Yes, sir. I came up today.
Okay. Tell me about the transition, and actually how did we find out about you, and how did that all come about?
Well, actually, yesterday I got a call from my coach at VCU, and he said that they had a spot for me here. And then I called Coach Alex, and he said, as soon as you can get here. So I said, all right, y'all are playing tomorrow. I'm going to be there. Yep. So I drove up this morning.
And plugged in the starting lineup. Talk about, catching pitching relationships are built, and, not knowing any of these guys. And so you catch 4 different guys tonight. Just talk about how that happens. I mean, it's a quick conversation, I'm sure, between you and the guy throwing the baseball.
Yeah, well, before I went out there with all the guys, I just told them, it's your game. You know yourself better than I do. So if I call something you don't want, go ahead and shake me. And whatever you need to throw, you throw, and I'll be back here to catch it.
So how many times did they shake you tonight?
Oh,
a lot?
I think they were shaking every pitch. It felt like it. It felt like every pitch they were shaking.
Well, a good job. Welcome to Covington, and certainly we hope things go well for you. And thanks for coming today, and thanks for being the player of the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Logan Amos from the Virginia Commonwealth University Rams, our player of the game, and also joining us here in the press box is Alex Kotheimer, the head coach of the Lumberjacks and the reigning Valley League Coach of the Year is back in the Cove.
Hey, Mark.
Alex, things didn't go well last night. Waynesboro, you told me this morning they had some good arms. How important is it to get that first win? I know you didn't want to go 0-2, lose one at home. How important was it tonight to get the W?
It was huge. Tonight I didn't think we were swinging it very well, and it's always nice to be able to grind out a win against a division opponent when you're not playing your best baseball. So, big win. I'm proud of the guys for grinding it out. Quality start from Riley kept us in the game. So I'm pretty proud of the guys. It
was a strange game. In that inning, the 4-run seventh, it all kind of started when that ball got dropped in right field, and it was kind of that time in the night when the lights haven't quite taken effect. So it's a difficult time, and that was a big break, and we were able to capitalize.
Yeah, I think that kind of gave us some momentum to kind of get back into the ball game, and then eventually go ahead, and that was big for our guys. So. We'll take it. It wasn't pretty, but we'll take it.
You don't see it as much maybe in summer ball, but you intentionally walked a guy and got the job done. They intentionally walked a guy and they hit the next guy. Talk about your strategy there. I know you were trying to get the lefty-lefty matchup, I think it was, lefty-lefty.
Yeah, they had a power bat righty with second and third, and they had a lefty on deck, so it just matched up perfectly because we had a lefty in the game. So we wanted to take that chance and go after the lefty, just a little percentage baseball, and it worked out in our favor that time.
I know you've been around your guys maybe 3, 4, 5 days now, but tell me how you're feeling about your baseball team. I know it's a work in progress. You've got new guys coming in. Just tell me how you're feeling about the baseball team right now.
I feel like we have a special team. I think they're all just kind of getting used to swinging wood bats again. For some of them, they've never swung wood bats, so it's a little bit of an adjustment. But, the group of guys has been fantastic over the last couple of days, and since I've met them, they make it a lot of fun to come to the ballpark. And
you get a guy came in from Richmond today, Amos, and he delivers for you. Catching was going to be a problem early in the season just because we only had one guy. The importance of getting him here, and whether he made an impact tonight or not, by just playing he's making an impact, and then he drives in a couple runs.
It was a huge relief. We were just glad to have a second catcher. So anything he did after that was extra. We just needed him to be here. But, he had some really good at-bats tonight, and he caught well. So definitely lucky to have him, and he'll be a big key to our team this summer.
All right, Alex, I'll let you go. Saturday night in the Cove, so I'm sure you got big plans.
Yeah.
6-3 Lumberjacks defeating the Staunton Braves tonight. Don't forget the Jacks are on the road tomorrow night in Strasburg to take on the Express. The Jacks will be back home on Monday. They'll welcome the Woodstock River Bandits to Covington.